Yo guys, well, it's been a little while since I've done a Battlefield commentary, or as Kanye West would say, it's been a minute. It's been a lot longer than a minute, Kanye. Get a grip. Okay, enough about Kanye. I once again have been kind enough to receive some footage from BattleRushFPS. If you haven't already, go check out his channel below, give him some love, and once again, thanks for the footage, dude. Now in the background we've got some awesome 50 cal gameplay. In Battlefield 4, the 50 cal and also other weapons are not in a particular class, nor can you equip them by default. They are instead part of what's called battle pickups. So in certain places, strategic places, on the maps, there are weapon crates and inside are these weapons. It's an interesting game mechanic and I want to try it out for myself to see how overpowered or not these battle pickups are going to be. Now, because I haven't done a commentary for a while, we do have a reasonable amount of stuff to talk about. First off, the Battlefield 4 beta starts just next week. For premium members, or people who bought the limited edition of Medal of Honor, the exclusive Battlefield 4 beta starts on Tuesday, the 1st of October, followed by the open beta starting a few days later on Friday the 4th. Now that in itself isn't news, but of course it is exciting times. What is news and worth mentioning though is that the beta is going to be 64-bit only. What this means is that you need a 64-bit copy of Windows installed to be able to play the beta. Some people are still running 32-bit Windows, which is fine, and the game itself on launch will still be compatible with this, but because they natively work with 64-bit at DICE, they have decided, or maybe it was just the way it worked out, that the beta will be 64-bit only. So I'm afraid if you were looking forward to playing the beta and you don't have 64-bit Windows, then you are out of luck. For people who maybe don't have a clue what Windows version they have, there is an easy way to find out. Just go to Start, then right click on Computer and go to Properties. If you have a My Computer shortcut on your desktop, then you can just right click on that, go to Properties, and that will take you to the same place. In this page, as you can see, it gives you your system information and it will tell you if you're running either 32 or 64-bit Windows. So, some exciting map news now. As of yesterday, we got a sneak peek at all 10 launch maps for Battlefield 4. We got their names as well, but the names are very much code names, or in-house names I should say. For instance, the working title for Shanghai Siege is just Siege, but of course the full name is Shanghai Siege. The working name for Paracel Storm was actually Naval, but the full name is Paracel Storm, so you get the idea. For instance, if we see a map called Naval, that doesn't mean it's going to be its final name. These map names will be working titles, so they will have full names at some point, but at least the names on the maps mean we can get a sense of what they were about. We do have some images for them as well, although some of them are not in-game, but instead the concept art. That being said, we can still see the art and design direction they're going for in each map. So here are the maps so far. We've got Shanghai Siege and Paracel Storm that we're already very familiar with. Next we have a map that was shown briefly on the last trailer, which is Operation Locker. Now the in-house name for this is Prison, so it doesn't take a rocket scientist to suggest it is based around a prison. It fits well with what we saw in the footage and the trailer, because I think most of us clocked on to the fact it was a prison. It was glaringly obvious, so that doesn't really come as much of a surprise. Next we have Damage. Now this is a working title as far as I can tell, so that isn't going to be the final name, I wouldn't imagine. This map seems like an open, very large map, much like the Armored Kill maps as far as I can tell. Next we have Flooded, which once again is clearly a working title. It's called Flooded because the Levolution feature of this map is a levee that breaks, causing the entire level to flood, which is pretty cool. Expect that one though to have a more catchy name upon release. We have a map called Abandoned as well. Not really too much information about this, but of course another working title. It seems to suggest it's going to be in a derelict warehouse or area that hasn't seen much life, hence the name Abandoned, but that's all the information we can really take from that right now. The next map is one we've already seen a bit of footage from already in the trailers, and that is Golmud Railway. We've already seen that it obviously has a huge railway going through it. We've seen jets on the map, we've seen tanks, so this is going to be a large vehicle-based map. Resort is another working title for a map, and it looks very much like a holiday destination. So by the working title, we can kind of establish that maybe this is some sort of island holiday resort, which would definitely be pretty interesting. It's not something that we're used to with Battlefield environments, really. Okay, so the last but one is Tremors. Again, a working title, but this map is the one I believe we saw in the Levolution trailer where the dam breaks and the rock comes flying towards the screen. No water breaking through as far as I can tell with this one, but it stands to reason there's going to be some sort of earthquake involved with this map, which probably causes the dam to break. Last, but certainly not least, we have a map loosely called Dish, which is another map we saw on the last trailer, and it looked epically cool. It is of course the map with a large telescope. This map is loosely based off the Arecibo Observatory, probably pronounced that wrong, but it does look cool as hell. We get an idea for the Levolution feature in this map from the trailer, and it almost looks as though the telescope collapses, but to what extent we really don't know just yet. At least the support collapses, but whether the actual telescope itself will collapse, we're going to have to wait and see for that. Now, most of these images are just concept, but we can see the design of the maps. They can change slightly, but we only get a snippet of it, so it's not like they're going to change drastically. Obviously, the names will be finalised before the game is released. Now, going on this weekend is Eurogamer. It's a gaming expo down in London, UK. And on display there, they have a brand new map. It's called Zavod 311. Now, I don't know which one of those maps is Zavod 311, but I know one of the ones I've just listed to you, that is its official name. So stay tuned for more information on that coming this weekend. Moving on, we've got a sneak peek at a full screen minimap on what it's going to look like if you're using a second screen. It is actually run through BattleLog, so it looks like you have to have BattleLog up on your second screen with the minimap on it. Apparently it is a completely live update, so there won't be any delay on what you're seeing on that second minimap. A couple of small bits as well. If you will be getting Battlefield 4 on console and want to use Commander Mode on your laptop, then think again. You will only be able to use Commander Mode, for instance, on your laptop if you actually own the PC version. Also, it has been confirmed there will be no mouse and keyboard support for console versions. Next, there is no knife swipe in Battlefield 4. Right now you can swipe your knife as well as do a knife takedown, but that won't be the case in Battlefield 4. It'll be a knife takedown only, and you won't be able to be revived from a knife takedown. Some really exciting times right now, guys. My channel hasn't had much Battlefield on it in the past 2 weeks or so, and that's been a conscious thing. I wanted to kind of take some time to plan out what I was going to do with Battlefield 4. Of course, I've been playing a lot of GTA 5 as well, but I still play Battlefield 3 every day, and I'll be playing the death out of Battlefield 4 when the beta comes next week. If you want to see some awesome beta footage, you want to see montages, you want to see all that cool Battlefield 4 stuff, then that will be coming in droves next week, so check back and subscribe. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.